What's poppin', BrarHive? It's your boy Mata Brar, and today we're doing a more serious episode today. So, as we all know, India has been it's been going through some stuff right now, uh, with the farmers' protest going on, and now COVID just absolutely decimating us. I feel it's important that we talk about it and talk to someone who's been reporting it from day one. So today I have Mr. Sandeep Singh on Twitter. This guy has it's like 30,000 now,
34,000 meta.
34,000 on Twitter, and he's been reporting on the farmers' protests, COVID, everything. So please introduce yourself.
My name is Sandeep, and I had no journalism background. So when this farmer protest started, I said I need to do something. My people are marching to Delhi, so I need to be there. I need to cover them because I I did not trust the national media because they are Godi media,
Mhm.
laptop journalism. As then they work for the government, they are not impartial. They don't do independent journalism. They favor the government. So that's why I did. And now I'm here.
Yeah. First off, I want to say I've been following your stuff on Twitter, on Instagram for a while, and you're doing great stuff, man. Like you're doing really good.
Okay,
All right. So first thing I want to bring up is like obviously COVID is like the biggest thing. What's happening right now? Like why has it just exploded in the past like few weeks? Um, and we haven't heard anything from about COVID during the protests or anything.
so look, after the first wave of COVID, like we survived. Most of Indians survived, and we did nothing much. The government did not do anything. So, but it thought that oh, we survived. Our death rate was low. We had few cases, and like you may have seen that America was completely ravaged. Lakhs of people died there, and even Donald Trump lost his president's post. He lost the election due to COVID. But India survived, and Modi went on to claim that we have won this war without vaccination. We are the fucking superpower. Then some Indian companies which were producing vaccines, manufacturing vaccines, and the Indian government started exporting those vaccines. Government gifted around 1 crore vaccines, 10 million vaccines to different countries
Okay.
just to pose that we are a superpower. And even at a UNA, Indian government claimed that we have donated more vaccines than we used in our country. So they made such sort of claims. They were just trying to represent India as a superpower on world stage. But then the second wave came, and we were not ready. We had no oxygen, and then people started dying,
Mhm.
and the patients used to be brought to the hospitals. There were no beds, no oxygen, no ICU ventilators. So I used to be in Delhi's hospital. I used to be in Delhi back then. So the ambulances used to come, but there were no beds, and people used to die in ambulances. And even there, people who were in hospital, inside the hospital in ICU or on ventilator, they could not get oxygen. So many thousands died because they could not get oxygen, even though they were in a hospital. And we have no data how many people died without other medical help. We did not even had a remdesivir injection apart from other medicines. And apart from this, in rural areas, most people don't even believe in COVID, and there is not much awareness campaign from government side.
Mhm.
So people usually fall ill. They say, "Oh, it's just a seasonal flu." The entire village is sick. They have a fever. They have COVID symptoms, but they don't believe, "Oh, it's nothing. It will go. It will go. It's just a seasonal flu." Oh, then people start dying. In Titoli village of Haryana, around 20 people had died in a week. Then they realized that, oh, there's a COVID. Now, even in Punjab, some villages, they are hiding the figures. They are hiding figures. They don't even want to acknowledge that there is something called COVID. So, like, I know this village, and there 2 or 3 people died due to breathing difficulties. But they said, oh, it's not COVID. They just had breathing difficulties. But people don't die from breathing difficulties. It was COVID, but they don't want to accept. Most people did not even get tested. I think like Indian government is claiming that only 2 to 3 lakh people have died. But if you count in uncounted cases, if you take those figures, and I think that number would be much higher. It would be much higher, 7 to 8 times or maybe 10 times more than this. And if you may have seen UP, and in UP, people don't even have a, like, the people are dying from COVID. So someone is put as they can't even afford a funeral. So what they are doing, they are taking the bodies, they are taking body of their loved one, and they are throwing that body in a river, or they are burying their body on the banks of river Ganga. So that's what is happening. Due to funerals, as demand of wood has increased, wood rates have skyrocketed.
Yeah.
They have doubled, nearly doubled. So I went to Amritsar in a crematorium. They don't even have a space to burn the people, to cremate the people. So now they are building more cremation platforms. That's what they are doing. And the same thing happened in Delhi. So we were in a Kalesarai crematorium. So as they needed more space, they needed more cremation platforms. So what they did, they built cremation platforms in a park. And now they are adding more. That's what is happening.
Okay, so obviously India was lying about all the cases, like and yeah, because they're trying to make themselves look better. But one thing that I'm curious about is like, so when did everything explode to the point like before like the worldwide media started reporting on India's cases? Was it this bad even during the farmers' protest?
Can you repeat your question? Sorry.
Were the COVID cases like this bad even during the farmers' protest, or did it just get bad in like the past like month or two?
Look, no one had noticed that these things have COVID cases numbers are raising. But when we started seeing that more and people are falling ill, they are going to hospitals, then most started taking note that, oh, something is happening.
Mhm.
So only then we realized, then we started seeing the figures and numbers, the government ramped up testing. That's when they realized, oh, that the system is entirely fucked up. Then people start noticing, oh, people are breathing difficulties, they are falling ill, this or fucking that. So only then they realized that this is happening. Earlier than that, even in March, the Indian government, they were saying, oh, we have won the war, we are exporting the vaccine. And our news anchors, they used to run the show that we are helping the world. We are vaccinating the world.
Yeah, I remember because like my dad, because we still watch Indian news, and even then I don't remember which reporter it was, but he's basically saying, "Oh, India's saving the world. We're giving out the most vaccines. We beat COVID." And then like 2 weeks later, all this stuff came out, and that guy just basically stopped talking. So what like you said the hospitals are overrun, like there's no oxygen, and that's a big thing, the oxygen shortage. What's actually going on in the hospitals? Like are people even being treated, or how are they being treated? Like because like I was reading yesterday that like it's like every second like 100 people are being like diagnosed with COVID or something. Like it's like
I know, no. I know. All around 4,000 people, I think, die every day. 3 to 4,000, if I'm not wrong.
shit.
So, but not yeah, yeah. Well, India is a huge country, so people are
Yeah.
dying. Matlab, if I'm not wrong, around 3 to 4,000 people die every day.
Okay.
So, yeah, well, people are dying. The the people are being treated in hospitals, but we don't have much hospitals.
Mhm.
Like, we don't have public health infrastructure. Then you have private hospitals, they are extremely costly. No, no time, no time. Everyone can afford those hospitals. You have to pay 5 to 10,000 rupees per day for a bed. Not everyone can afford those hospitals. They are
Yeah.
extremely costly. Many people have spent around 10 to 15 to 20 lakh rupees
Mhm.
on their treatment. and people are going bankrupt. So that's a huge problem. We don't have public health infrastructure because our government, they want to privatize everything like the United States, but they don't know that we don't have this system like United States. In United States, people make a lot of money and they can live a very good life, even working at some grocery store or at some other place, and they can get treated, they can get insurance. But in India, we don't have those things. In India, if you are working as a laborer at some grocery store, you barely make two ends meet. You hardly make two ends meet. So, but that's what our government is doing, and they are not focusing on public health infrastructure, and they have been ignoring that sector. So now we are bearing the consequences. We are facing the consequences. The people are facing the consequences. The government is still busy in propaganda. And when people were dying, COVID cases were raising, what the government was doing, it was saying that we should do more positive stories. Even last year, during the first COVID wave, the government held a meeting with top editors of Indian news organizations, and they told that show only positive news. Even now, they are saying the same. Even today, a reporter named, journalist named Rohini Singh, she said that some new top editors, the government is meeting them in Noida, yeah, to tell them that how to cover this the COVID thing, how to show the positive stories. So they want to save the government's ass. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, yeah, yes, even like so, like even now even now they're denying everything, right? They're just saying no, we're still good.
Yeah, they are denying. The government is saying that like these people are, first of all, they are trying to blame the farmers, the Punjabi farmers. They're saying that these people are behind the COVID surge in India. So what they did, even Open India, a government, a propaganda website friendly to BJP. So they said the Punjabis from UK brought the UK variant to India, then it spread to Delhi. Then you had this some other fake news websites, like Sangad class websites. They have never done any critical reporting of the government. They are government friendly websites. They are just saying that farmers have done this. Then we had our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So he said, you face difficulties, this, so fucking that. And RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat. So he just said that government and people took it lightly. And now they are trying to blame the system. That system is fucked up. The most Indian anchors, news anchors who are friendly to the government, they have not even named Narendra Modi for his failure, for his incompetence. But they are saying that the system has failed us. It's not the system, it's Narendra Modi. The Indian government, they had allocated 35,000 crore rupees for vaccination of an entire country in a budget, in annual budget. But the government had released only 4,500 crore rupees for vaccination. And we have two main companies, Serum Institute of India, then you have this Bharat Biotech company. So what Serum did, Serum had its alliance, or you can say, yeah, they have sort of alliance with this AstraZeneca. They will produce vaccines for AstraZeneca. So then you have another company named Bharat Biotech. Bharat Biotech is using 4 research papers of National Institute of Virology, and they have developed the vaccine. We have only two vaccine manufacturers, and we have ordered vaccines from them. Now you have the Russian vaccine Sputnik, and even apart, yeah, the government should have done. It should have made this Bharat Biotech COVID vaccines formula. It should have released that formula. It should have provided that formula to other vaccine manufacturing companies.
Yeah.
He is known as a pharmacy of world. So they should have done this so that the company should have ramped up the production. The government should have made advance payment to these companies, Serum and Bharat Biotech, to save the country. So, but they have not done that. Now they are providing vaccine. Now they are saying that the states will have to order this. Then you have the private hospitals too can order this. The central government is getting the vaccine at cheapest rate, around 150 rupees. Now the states are taking a double price compared to the center. So like we in India, Modi is centralizing power, but he is delegating the responsibilities. He's giving responsibility to states while he is centralizing power. If you see in US, United States, like they have much more, their federal structure is much more stronger compared to India. States have too much rights in US compared to Indian states. Indian states does not have don't have much rights. So what happens in US? US federal government is providing vaccines to everyone for free.
Yeah.
But yeah, the federal government it's just escaping the responsibility. Say, oh, the state government should take those vaccines. Now they are saying that you need to do this. Now states are going in international market. They will they will try to procure it from the international vaccine manufacturers. I don't think they will have much weight in international market. You know, every state like Punjab has 3 crore populations. Now
Yeah.
they are going and procuring alone. Then you have UP, they are procuring alone. And central government should have done this. Like whenever you talk about the trade, when you want to talk about the foreign affairs, Narendra Modi, he rarely allows his foreign minister to go to other countries. He goes himself. Oh, I will do this trade deal. I will do fucking that. But he should have done taken this responsibility. He should have talked to the vaccine manufacturers. He should have said that I am a leader. I will step in and I will order these vaccines. I will make it free. Yeah, like in WTO, the Indian government and South Africa government, they had said that we should, yeah, that make this formula public, this or that. They had appealed that give us a patent waiver for some time. They had written that sort of letter in back in October, but now, yeah, that is still pending there in WTO. US has responded positively. European Union has responded positively. But the government is not doing, is not breaking those rules. Like Modi says that I have a 56-inch casino. He should have said that, oh, we are going to break these rules. We will release this formula to other vaccine manufacturing companies. And because we need to save the people. And I have told you earlier, even in spaces, that what India should have done, it should have violated all those patent rules, and it should have manufactured vaccine. It should release that formula so Indian companies will produce that vaccine at cheaper rates. Then we can even provide those vaccine to third world countries. You have Africa, you have many poor countries in Asia. They don't have much money. They will only buy at cheaper rates. Even if we want to serve the world, we need to step in now. We need to break those rules.
Yeah, because like at a certain point, like you need to stop, like how I see it, because like at some point you gotta stop worrying just about like your perception and actually do something to make yourself a better country.
Yeah.
Because like India has like, it's like, is it like are we at 2 billion yet, like overall population, or is it still like
No,
almost?
no, 1.4 billion. We are at 1.3 to 1.4 billion. No, like the survival is most important.
Yeah.
Modi should be like that, man. Fuck your rules. We don't give a fuck about your WT rules. And if you want to sanction us, do whatever the fuck you want to do. We will deal with these things later. First of all, we need to save people. If people die in India, in even in Africa, like you just can't bring them back. You need to vaccinate them at a rapid pace. You need to vaccinate them as soon as possible. Because if we save the people, then everything else is going to be okay. Those profits can wait later. Yeah, but those like the inventors, the vaccine manufacturing companies, they may claim the royalty. Yeah, you should pay them royalty later. Then you can negotiate those things later. But first of all, you need to save your people, and these things are important. And you want to win a Nobel Peace Prize, and you can win that now by stepping in and saying that I will take the responsibility, do this or that.
Yeah, like he's missing the first part, public relations, because like if you want, because like it's not a secret that India is having a terrible COVID crisis. Everyone in the world knows it now, and so Modi should be trying to like actually help people, other than like just like still just like privatize it and kind of like screw over everyone else. He should be like like you were saying, set up like labs everywhere so they can create more vaccines and give it to the population and to the outer world. That way the public thinks he's a good that public thinks better of him. That way, like the international just international affairs, everyone thinks that he's better that way, and that could help him. But this guy here is just basically letting these people die and basically letting them suffer just so that he can save face. Like, Koigani, we're good. We're good.
The Mehtab, the thing here is that if we have to spend 1 lakh crore rupees on this vaccine manufacturing and grants, that's that's a lot cheaper. That's a lot cheaper. Like, let me tell you how. Like, if we vaccinate our people within 2 months, and then we start granting, sending those vaccines to other countries. If we succeed in vaccinating Africa, our own state, India, that's much better for international economy. Like, now they are saying that now the Indian minister held a press conference. He said that we will do this in from August to October. We will have two 200 billion, 2 billion doses, 200 crore doses, vaccine doses. So it means that Indian government plans to vaccinate people in till December. In December, they are saying that we will vaccinate everyone. They have not blamed it completely, but that's what they are saying. But if we vaccinate our people within next 2 to 3 months, like SMA, then you have June and July. If then we will be able to, if we vaccinate our people until in July, everyone, then we will be able to open our economy in August. August. So what happens when you open your economy? Demand will increase. People will start going to work. Factories will start working, manufacturing. Then economy will come on a track, and the government people will start spending as they will have money. Now they don't have much money. Everyone is inside their homes. People who are government employees and people who work for tech companies, they can work from home. But a laborer who builds homes, who constructs homes, he can't work from home. They can't do those things. So, like, if we open up, if we vaccinate our people, if we open up our economy, and that would be much better for our country's financial health. It will increase growth. The government will get more revenue in terms of taxes, and that would help. Yeah, if you have like if some 40-year or 30-year person, 25-year person is dying from COVID, and not only his family is losing a family member, our country is losing a human resource. Like, if I'm 26, suppose I die from COVID, I don't get vaccinated, I got one dose. So India will be at a loss, because till 60 or 70, I will work. I will pay the government in taxes. I will work hard. I am going to do that because I'm young. But if I don't get vaccinated, if I die, that would be India's loss. And you can calculate that loss in terms of taxes.
Yeah.
So that's why the government should step in. It should do something. It should not say that you need to take responsibility, you need to do that.
Yeah, because at some point, the government needs to step in, because like that's why he was elected to represent and help the people. But he's not doing shit. He's just letting his people die, and that's not the point of a government, you know.
Yeah.
So all right, so now let's move to a different topic. Let's talk about the farmers' protest. What's going on with that now? Because like basically we haven't heard anything about the farmers' protest in like maybe a month or two now, for a few months since the whole COVID stuff kicked in. What is going on with that right now? Like, is the protest still happening?
Yeah, protests are still happening. Farmers are still at Delhi's 3 different borders. They are still sitting there. They are protesting. Even today, they had blocked a road. So since the COVID second wave started, so media started focusing on hospitals, the people who are dying. They started showing crematoriums. They started showing Ganga river where people are being thrown into river, and they have started showing the failures of the government, and they have stopped covering the protest. So, but farmers are still there. Like today in Haryana, Haryana farmers had gone to protest against Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar's visit to Hisar district. So he had came there to inaugurate a hospital, COVID hospital. So farmers had gone to protest against his visit. So police lathi charged them. So then, and some were arrested. So what the farmers did, then they started blocking the roads. And after their meeting with Inspector General of Police, Hisar, the farmers were released. Farmers have been released, and now they have opened the roads. But in support of the farmers who were attacked brutally, who were beaten brutally by Haryana police, the farmers at Singhu border had gone to KMP, Kundli Manesar Palwal Expressway, and they had blocked the Kundli Manesar Palwal Expressway in solidarity with the Haryana farmers who were beaten. So yeah, farmers are still protesting, and yeah, some of them have get vaccinated. There are around 8,000 farmers at Singhu, 16,000 farmers at Tikri. Last time I had checked on 23rd of April, according to the Tribune's reports, around 1,500 farmers had get vaccinated at Singhu border. And the Balbir Singh Rajewal, a farm leader, told a news website named News Laundry that the that they want that government should hold the vaccination camp at Singhu border. Yeah, even our own people, our people from West who live in Western countries, they are calling me repeatedly that we want that farmers should get vaccinated as soon as possible. Yeah, they even want to send the vaccines, but we don't know whether there is any process. Like the Indian government have not given the approval to Pfizer, if I am not wrong, till now. I don't know, but last time I checked, it had not given. So, but I don't know whether the individuals can import vaccines or only government is allowed to import vaccine. So I have no idea about those things. But the farmers are still protesting. Yeah. Yes. Go on.
Yeah. One thing that I'm wondering now, because the protest has been going on since like November. What's gonna come out of it at this point? Because we've been going for 6 months nonstop. Is
Yeah.
anything? Do you think anything is actually gonna come out of the protest, or do you think it's gonna end up just being futile?
No, the farmers should keep protesting till they don't get their demands met. So, and they are saying that they will do this, that they will protest till the government repeals the law. If
But
government repeals the law, they will do it. Yeah, we don't know what will happen, what will come out of it, but they are still protesting. They're saying they will stay there. And I don't know what would be the strategy. I think farm leaders should talk about the India's health infrastructure. Like the mandi system is limited to two states, Punjab and Haryana. If you are talking about mandi system, you are talking about MSP, you will only be able to relate with the farmers from Punjab and Haryana, people of Punjab and Haryana. There are only 23 seats in Lok Sabha from Punjab and Haryana. And if you want to form a government in India, you need 272 seats. And for that to happen, 273 seats. And for that to happen, you need to relate with the people from other states. And how can you do that if you want Modi to get out of power? If you want to build a pressure on the government, you need to relate to the people. So that would you do that? You would talk about public health, because that's one of the biggest issues right now. The farm leaders usually target WTO, World Trade Organization, that it wants some big companies to control the farming sector. It wants India's farming sector open for big corporations of US and other countries. So now the farm leaders, what they can say, I would advise them, I don't know whether they would take it or not, that they should talk about that WTO has this TRIPS Accord. It's basically about patents, that some pharmaceutical companies, they have patent and only they have patent. They should talk about that the people are not getting vaccinated because the most companies, they don't have patent or formula of that vaccine, COVID vaccine. So what they should say, that the WTO is a main culprit. It grants some companies a patent over some important drugs, which can save people. The thousands who are dying every day. Those things, those medicines, those that vaccine can save people. So now they should target the WTO and tell the people that WTO is a main culprit. You are not getting the vaccine. You are not being able to. India is not being able to. Other vaccine manufacturing companies are not being able to manufacture the vaccine because they don't have the formula. Because WTO is protecting that formula. It gives protection to those companies, and they just want to make profits. The 4 or 5 companies or 10 maybe who have rights over those vaccines, the COVID vaccine, they should target WTO. That's the best way they can relate with the people. They should talk about in the Modi government's failure in COVID crisis, but they are not talking about those things. They have extremely narrow thinking.
Mhm.
There are some mature farm leaders, but I think they should talk more about it. I expect that they would talk, but till now they have not. Yeah, they have talked about public health system once or twice, if I am not wrong, and but they should talk more about WTO.
Yeah, because the more support they get, the more people are against like Modi and the media, and like they're like exposed to stuff that the media isn't talking about, and this could like greatly like accelerate the course of their whole protest. So they y- yeah, you are 100% right there. Um
Yeah.
so right now, so right now with COVID and everything that's going on, um, I think I was reading elections are coming up somewhat soon, right?
Next year in
Next year.
January. Yeah, in 5 states like Punjab, UP, and there are some other states, mainly UP. We will have to see what happens in UP. The general elections are scheduled to take place in 2024. That's three years. We will have to wait 3 more years. And
Mhm.
today, on 16 May, Narendra Modi, 16 May 2014, Narendra Modi had get elected for the first time as a prime minister.
Mm-hmm.
So this, yeah.
All
So
right.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So honestly, like I'm pretty sure with how COVID is going right now, and with all the farmers' protests, I feel like this could make a good campaign for anyone that could be possibly running against him, right?
Yeah, we don't know. Like people usually forget. Like they will come,
Mhm.
Modi or BJP will come. They will start say, "We want to build a mandir for you," or they will attack Pakistan. They will do some surgical strike. They will send some planes or some army personas to kill some militants in Pakistan. Then they will show it on TV that we killed much people in Pakistan. People will go and vote. Like Indian extremely nationalist. We have inferiority complex. That's why we are nationalist. Now people are dying in our country, but most of the Modi supporters are doing. They are saying, "Oh, hashtag I stand with Israel." Like you are teaching these Muslims are a lesson. You are doing this great thing. Like they do that sort of shit. They have uh, strange inferiority complex, and they don't care that our own people are dying. They just are laughing. They are enjoying that Palestinians are being killed by Israel.
And there you have it, BrarHive. That was my interview with Mr. Sandeep Singh. I'm going to put links in the bio right here where you guys can donate to help out for the farmers' protests, for the COVID relief, all that stuff. And I'll have Mr. Sandeep Singh on sometime in the next few weeks to update us on what's going on. And yeah, peace.